Hey guys, this is Brian again for part 2 of my box turtle feeding, and in this video I'm going to show you how I set up my hatchling box turtle enclosure. When they're younger and they're just hatching, I keep the humidity really high, but these ones are a little older, so I'm not going to do that today. So the way I set up is I start off with a cement container. You can get these at anywhere that sells cement products, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, Harbor Freight, anything like that. I put a heat pad on the close end to me, so that they can hide in their bedding right there and they can stay warm at night. I then have their substrate. The substrate is just a coconut bark. I've cleaned it real well. I've drained the dirty water back out of it, and it's at about a spot, and I'll keep that moist because that's what will help them stay moist. And I will just put that on just one end, and I don't put a ton. I put about that much. That gives them something to hide in, but I leave the rest of the chamber clean, just like that. I then have this plant. It's the bottom of a planter. Usually the pot would go on top of this. I use this because when it's in here, I fill it up with water and the turtles will go around it and they won't get into it unless they go up the ramp. That way I know babies aren't going to get flipped into it and not be able to get back out, and it prevents drowning. So I'm going to go ahead and I stick that over by the light area. This is my light, and I keep that, and that goes up and down, and I bury that to keep the humidity high within the chamber once I put the glass on the top. This is the ramp that I put in, and the ramp just helps the turtles. Let's get this. That way you only get turtles in there that want to be in there. They actually will climb the ramp. And I'll fill that up to the top. Just to give them a lot of water. That setting above or below the light is actually what will provide most of my humidity in the enclosure. If you have really young hatchlings, really small hatchlings, I will actually put water on the bottom a little bit so that they're always in moisture. At this point, this is what I feed them in. We 3D print these. We'll have these available on our Etsy. I also have their enclosure that they hide under that we print also. Also, we'll have on our Etsy so that you guys can have I sell just the download. If you want something where you don't have a printer and you need a few, contact me. We'll see what we can do. This I'll just put down, and I put it inside the coconut bark, and then this feeder I put on the other side of the light, just like this, so that everybody has access to it at all times. So that's my main setup. I keep mealworms or any kind of protein within the cage all times, so they always have access to food. And I just put those inside there, and then they're always in the little feeder for them. Now I use a Reptivitamin to sprinkle on the mealworms. So I always use a Reptivitamin because they're growing so fast. They always need their vitamins. So I always put Reptivitamin on their food before I offer it to them. Once that's done, I will introduce them back from our feeding before, back into the chamber. And I'll just set them on the ground. Just like that. And let them get used to their new clean home. At this point, I have a few pieces of glass that I've cut out to the right size, and I have a smaller one, the sets right there, where I can offer them UVs sometimes. I don't do it a lot, especially when they're this small. They don't need a ton of UV, but I do offer it. And then I'll take this other piece of glass and I'll turn it like that so they only get some and they keep their humidity. Now, in order to keep their humidity high, I actually will close that up, and this lamp will actually provide the heat for them during the day, and it shuts off. It's on an automatic timer and it shuts off during the day or during the nighttime, but the heat pad underneath keeps them at about 85 degrees. I try to keep them about 85 degrees all the time. At nighttime, if they get stuck over here and stuff, which doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes they do just fine. If you have any questions, or you want me to make certain videos, questions you have on turtles or snakes, I do ball pythons as well, let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Just starting up these videos and just trying to get my information that I have out there. Thank you.